Buddhism for Beginners. A simple guide to understanding Buddhist teachings and practicing Zen meditation. Written by Yoshiro Mitsutoshi. Narrated by Zachary Peters. Introduction. What is Buddhism? In this day and age, many people have come across Buddhism, but not quite understood its meaning and practice. In fact, when people think of Buddhism, more often than not, they think of the image of Buddha, seated with his legs crossed in front of him, his hands on his laps, and looking so peaceful. Many have failed to understand more so how Buddhism is termed by some as a religion, yet with no God. Is it possible to have a religion without God? It most definitely does not make sense to many people, especially those from the Western world. However, despite the fact that Buddhism does not fit the ultimate description of religion, it has managed to attract millions of people worldwide, and many people are practicing it to date. In fact, statistics estimate Buddhists to account for 6 to 7% of the world population. According to the Pew Research Center, there were about 488 million Buddhists around the world in 2010. This was a share of 6% of the world's total population. This world Buddhist number is expected to grow between 2010 and 2030, with a rise to about 511 million. However, this Buddhist population is predicted to decline after 2030, dropping back to about 486 million by 2050. The Asia-Pacific region carries the vast majority of all Buddhists worldwide, with the lion's share of about 95% of the world's Buddhists still living in. China is the country with the most Buddhists, and about 50% of all Buddhists reside there. Outside China, there are other countries with large Buddhist populations. These countries are Thailand with 13%, Japan with 9%, Myanmar, Burma, with 8%, Sri Lanka with 3%, Vietnam holding 3%, Cambodia with 3%, South Korea 2%, India 2%, and Malaysia 1%. In other countries, Buddhists are fewer as there are other dominant religions in those regions. However, in the Western world, North America and Europe have more than 1 million Buddhists in their population, with 3.9 million and 1.3 million respectively in each country. Below is a statistical pie chart to give you a clear picture of the world's Buddhist population as compared to other religions. Chart of religious affiliation of world population. Judaism, 0.2%. Sikhism, 0.3%. Other, 5%. Chinese folk religions, 6.3%. Buddhist, 7.2%. Atheist/agnostic, 11.8%. Hinduism, 13.8%. Muslim, 22.5%. Christianity, 32.8%. Christians hold the largest share of the population, with about 32.8%, whereas Judaism is the least, with 0.2% of the world population. Buddhists hold approximately 7.2%. In these modern times, most Buddhism followers are mostly older than the general population. This data compares the age of Buddhists to the median age of the general population in specific regions. Median age is the age that divides a group of people into two statistical groups. It is the age that determines whether someone can be described as young or old in a specific region. In 2 of the 3 major regions for which this data on Buddhists are available, Sub-Saharan Africa Buddhists have a median age of 29, and the general population has a median age of 18, whereas in Asia and the Pacific, Buddhists have a median age of 34, against the general median populace age of 29. Origin. So where exactly did Buddhism originate from, you may ask? Well, you are about to find out. Buddhism originated from a small religious community in northern India. It was brought into being by Siddhartha Gautama, who was an Indian man. Siddhartha was a man of noble origin, brought up in royalty and wealth. This was
Sample complete. Ready to continue?